G'day and welcome to Game 2 between TeamLiquid and NigmaGalaxy at ESL 1 Malaysia, Group B, Group Stage. TeamLiquid took the first game in a brutal display with a safe lane Night Stalker and a mid tiny that did not die the entire game and ran over NigmaGalaxy, ending with about a 30k net worth lead. So NigmaGalaxy, some mental scars after that first game. After their draft did not work, or at least the execution of their draft did not work. But let's get into the picks and the bans for this game. The TeamLiquid opening up with the Wisp and the Death Prophet ban, not wanting to pick Death Prophet themselves, but not wanting to give it over to the side of NigmaGalaxy. Marcy and Razor, those two bans seem to be fairly common. Nothing much more to say about them. But the interesting one here is the Winter Wyvern has been let through the initial ban stage, the first ban stage, and it has been immediately picked up. Dazzle, being ignored so far in this series as well, has been grabbed. And the Tiny, who Mickey, after playing that 14-0 and 21 Tiny, is feeling very happy with themselves and possibly is going to play it again. We can't say it's definitely going to be Mickey. It may end up being Boxy on the 4 Tiny, but we'll have to wait and see. Second pick coming out from NigmaGalaxy. Hero, thinking about who they want to show in these early stages of the draft. It's presumably going to be a 5 Wyvern, unless we see some mid-Wyvern shenanigans, which I would love. Don't get me wrong. Particularly against strength-based tanky heroes. Mid-Wyvern against a Tiny. Ooh. That percentage damage from the Ags, just flying around everywhere, giving the vision, controlling from afar. You know, that would be some spectacular stuff right there. I would love to see it. Keeper of the Light picked up by NigmaGalaxy. So they're yoinking TeamLiquid's picks from the first game. And Coddle, just a good sustain, good damage, can clear waves, defend themselves pretty well. A very independent hero, Coddle, on the map. Doesn't need a babysitter as a support. Can go where they please pretty easily. And fairly safe too, with the blinding light, with the wave clear, and just with their fast movement speed. Coddle moves around the map in relative ease. Stacking ability is good with Coddle as well, being able to use your force cannon as well as the right click to stack the camps up. Force cannon, my affectionate name for Illuminate. Second round of bans. TeamLiquid are respecting the Bristleback. Maybe recognizing they did make a mistake in game 1, allowing NigmaGalaxy to have it. And maybe feels like they got away with something in that first game because they're not willing to give it to them again. Normally, if a team beats another team and they have a hero, they might just leave that hero in the pool and say, you know what, you lost with it the first time, you want to pick it again? Okay. Throw the temptation out there, but TeamLiquid are going to remove it from the draft. Similarly, NigmaGalaxy will take away the Puck and the Storm Spirit. High mobility core. So if we're thinking NigmaGalaxy are taking out high mobility mid heroes, what sort of mid hero do they want to pick for themselves? Something that would be punished by something high mobility, so maybe someone who stands and fights. Maybe a strength mid hero, a Mars, maybe a Viper. Viper hasn't actually been banned, which has been banned in the last couple of drafts we've seen tonight. So Viper's available. I'd love to see a stand and deliver mid laner from NigmaGalaxy against this Tiny particularly. Batrider picked up. A good counter against the Winter Wyvern with the vision that you get if you can jump the Wyvern at the start of the fight, but also the Firefly and the mass magic damage over the Cold Embrace, and can generally break through that protection. 10 seconds remaining. That's like EG picking Storms for every game, yes. Remaining. So Batrider at this point is going to be a nuisance. If he's mid, which I suspect, now that we see 3 picks in the draft, give Batrider a good start, get those bots quickly and start moving around the map. It's going to be a pick-off engine with a 4 Tiny. And And really, I spoke about it earlier in the night, but a 4 tiny wants an enabler. You really feel bad as a 4 tiny if you don't get off to a boosted start, probably, you know, courtesy of the mid, because you don't get farm priority. And if you're a 4 tiny that doesn't get an early blink, what are you? You're a strength hero that wanders around and has to walk into melee to cast your 2 spells and then you do nothing. So, as a 4 tiny, if it is, and I'm working on that assumption at the moment, you sort of want an enabling core to help you move along and progress to that quicker blink. So Chen ignored again in this draft, and is picked up. So this is a high healing draft. We've got the Wyvern heal, we've got the Coddle heal, we've got the Chen heal, and we've got the Faceless Void, your ultimate late game carry. So at this point, we're trying to get to the late game. We're assuming this is a mid Coddle or a mid Wyvern. Oh please, with all of my heart, I hope it's a mid Wyvern. There's a Timber, there's a Tiny. I know it's probably going to be a mid Gandalf, but I want to see the mid Winter Wyvern against a Tiny and a Timbersaw. That would make me happy. That would spice up this game tremendously. But Timbersaw does get picked, and you know, Timber is very good against Chen because, you know, Chen doesn't deal a lot of damage. So you can pretty much ignore him, and Chen doesn't really punish the Timber unless you get a really annoying creep in lane. Coddle does have a lot of magical burst against the Timbersaw, which is probably the only scary thing right now. Void is going to struggle to bring down a Timber, particularly the Dazzle sitting behind at most points in the game. Final round of bans coming out. Yeah, Timber doesn't do great against Void in a laning sense, and it doesn't really punish him either. It's a Void doesn't kill Timber, but a Timber doesn't really kill Void situation as well. Thank you, Tetra Etc, for joining us tonight for the stream. I hope you've enjoyed the Dota, and have a wonderful sleep. So there's final rounds of bans. We have Night Stalker, Nigma having some scar tissue from the previous game, not wanting to let that through again. Beastmaster is the hero that they seem to fear from mind control. They did ban it last game. They're not allowing it to get through again. The second ban they did last time was the Timber in their final ban in the first game. So they've picked the Timber this time. So they have a little bit more options with what they want to get rid of. It's the Legion they want to avoid. I don't think Legion was probably a particularly strong pick here. Still lacking damage, I would say, for Duels and Void Chronos.
10 seconds remaining.
Am I insane to say we want like an offlane Invoker? If we get an offlane Invoker with a Cataclysm and actually have some damage for this Chrono, so we need some damage in the NigmaGalaxy draft. Axe is a little bit more control. I guess it is damage if call against the right hero, but who are you calling against here? I mean, yes, there's the Dazzle. Yes, you can go through Graves, but there's no choice all targets, really. Ursa's the best one. And do you really want to be calling an Ursa? I guess so. If you have the follow-up burst. Void doesn't like the rest though, so I guess they gamble on a decent lane, yeah. Void certainly doesn't like, you know, Batrider. And if we're looking at how this team fights play out, Batrider grabs someone between Timber, Matumba. Timber and Matumba, I think you burst whoever's grabbed. And Boxy, I think, goes on whoever tries to save them. Boxy goes on the Chen or the Wyvern on the back line. I think that's how these team fights play out for TeamLiquid in this game. If Boxy can get on whoever, either Boxy or Mickey, whoever doesn't jump, I can try and get on the Wyvern to interrupt any save or reset for the fight, then whoever gets jumped is going to just disappear to the Ursa and the Timbersaw along with the Batrider. And whoever that is, even with all the heals they have on this team, with Kuro on his Chen, GH on the Wyvern, with Samael on this mid Coddle, The backtrack on the Void, they do seem like a very survivable team, NigmaGalaxy. But are they actually going to kill anything? Are they actually going to kill anything? And that's my question for this draft. If NigmaGalaxy can make it to 40 minutes, Void has farm, Coddle is huge, Axe has items, then yes, they can kill something. But are they going to make it to 40 minutes? I don't think the answer is yes. I think this Liquid draft is going to give them a beating for quite a while. And that's giving me flashbacks to game 1. So let's just see how we go. Let's see if NigmaGalaxy can pull off this game 2 and level the series at 1-1 in this group stage. Or can Liquid take a strong position heading into day 2 in these groups at ESL 1 Malaysia. Boxy with 2 sentries. I'm guessing he's sending his boots out. 2 sentries off the bat. Dreamercell is here scouting. Gonna get a couple of hits off. Doesn't level bash. Can you imagine a level 1 bash that just insta-killed him? Like 20 bashes or something? I can imagine it. And I reckon it's gonna happen at some point. Wards in unusual positions. High grounds covering river rotations, and one on the mid lane, and one behind the tower. This one is often useful for sniping some couriers, finding something in the back lines that you can try and get a hold onto. Dreamercell is wandering through. DH with the level 1 Arctic Burn, wanting to get the hit off on Boxy. He didn't quite get it. He wanted to get that one hit. Insania does have the Poison Touch. Poison Touch is a very obnoxious ability. This might be first blood. They're hitting. The stun comes through. And Insania will probably have to do the Walk of Shame back to the base. He did just eat a Tango, so maybe he's thinking about going to lane. No, he is going to go. He is going to go to base. That is a bit of a waste of Tango, but he's buying some more regen, so he'll be fine to head back out to lane. Kuro and Dreamercell for Nigma heading to the top lane against Zai, Timbersaw, and the Dazzle. The Dazzle Q is going to be very obnoxious against the Void. And just look, checking cooldowns. 24 seconds. I think the Dazzle Q is about 21 seconds at level 1. All the damage on Zai. A lot of damage already off the bat. Mid lane, let's get up our last hits. Snail on this Coddle should flash farm very well. Bottom lane, first blood will go over the side of Liquid against the Axe. He will go down. GH just trading with Dazzle, with Insane. In fact, Insane's gone bottom, so weird laning setup for the time being. Matamba Man with the Battle Hunger on him. GH, he wants to get the hit. Doesn't get it though. Poison Touch coming out. 27-second cooldown is very strong. It ticks. As long as you keep hitting, it ticks. It ticks and hits. Behind the tower, Zai and Dreamercell are having some fun. Under the tower, Kuro and Boxy are doing their own thing. So we got 4 lanes happening at the moment. All around the map. Bottom lane looks like where most of the action is happening. PH doesn't have Arctic Burn for another 10 seconds. We'll just force him back. Get some free right clicks. Mid lane, we're behind the tower as well. Towers apparently mean nothing in this game. Game 2 between Nigma and Liquid. They're just ignoring them everywhere. Who cares about towers? They are useless. Boxy is level 2 from the creep pulls. Bottom lane, GH has been caught in amongst the trees. That was the Arctic Burn used. Not looking like a good lane on bottom. And this was the lane that we're probably hoping went a little bit better for NigmaGalaxy. You know, this Axe and this Winter Wyvern should have been able to dish out a decent amount of harass against this Ursa. But it's not going well to begin with. As I was saying, Shimao should flash farm with the Illuminate. So he will be fine. He'll get plenty of gold. It's really the other cause of NigmaGalaxy that Liquid are going to try and shut down. I'm not sure they can shut down the Coddle from farming. So probably don't even try to do it. Poison Touch is available, but so is the Arctic Burn. Very similar abilities. Lots of damage. Last hit secured on the range creep. Very well done by GH there. Level 1 in the Splinter Blast. Does deal 100 damage. Split Blast being in various situations, but we'll get the hit off on both here, so good damage. Not using the Poison Touch. Just trading. Insania on this Dazzle, doing a lot of damage. Mind Control, 2 levels in Battle Hunger. So really prioritizing the harass and not so much the counter Helix damage at this point. Dreamer Cell trying to get a bash. Can he buy a bash? He's got level 2 bash. He's trying to buy one, but can't buy one. Gaben was not on his side today. A lot of creeps under the tower here though. Denies. Cheeky denies. Oh, and the moment I go elsewhere, Bottle does die middle. Not even a point in Flame Break. I'm curious as to how that happens. 355 movement speed, 365. I really didn't expect really anyone to die in that mid lane, particularly the Coddle. We contested pull here. 3 kills to 0 side of TeamLiquid. A little bit of a gold lead to begin with, but still nothing insurmountable at this point in the game. Battle Hunger is over on Insania. Arctic Burn will be up in a moment. 1 hit onto the Ursa, but Insania is the one who wants to probably take the damage. I mean, oh man, Mind Control is having a rough time against this Ursa Dazzle. He just gets ran down. Even with the Battle Hunger movement speed buff, he still gets ran down. Mid lane, Foxy. Looking to bully Sumail back to the jungle. I mean, he's not going to be too concerned, Sumail. He'll happily go to the jungle. He'll farm some creeps. He'll go back to mid lane when it pushes in and blast it out. He's not going to be the sort of mid that is going to be too worried by a lot of pressure. I mean, there's 3 heroes sitting mid here for Liquid right now, and even if they get the kill, he's already cleared the wave. He's just chilling about. He's running through. He's fast. Not concerned. Does he even know there's that many heroes around? Does he know that he's surrounded? Yeah, a little bit too late to probably swap lanes at this point, Stardust Immortal. I think they're pretty committed to where they're at. So this Insania Dazzle is bullying 2v1. He's bullying 2v1. Let's be honest here. Is he going to get the kill? He's still keeping the poison ticking. The heal comes through and the blinding light. Incredible. Sumail comes across with level 1 blinding light, saves, and gets the kill. Well done. Wow, good rotation there. Zai with the 2 levels in Chimber Chain and the 3 in reactive armor. It's very tempting to do this because you have quite mana poor early on as Timbersaw, so just having the 1 mana ability is quite efficient with the 3 in reactive armor. Of course, the ultimate as well. He does have the Soul Ring to pop, but apart from that, doesn't really have a lot of mana to spare at this point. No Solar Bind yet on the Coddle, but Boxy is just blatant. I mean, look at this. This is the amount of lack of harass they have, lack of punish. There's a mid and 2 supports, and Boxy walks in, takes the 2 large creeps, and then TPs out in front of 3. There is a serious lack of punish on the side of Nigma. They are about sustain, they are about the long game, and if they are ran over early with lack of damage, that will not be a surprise. They have to try and extend this game. Dreamer Cell, in good news, has had a reasonably decent start. We switch over to... Hold up. Switch over in a second. Good happens to Kuro here. Ult will be ready, and he will go down. Just hunted down. Nothing can be really done for him there. He's 3rd on the net worth chart. He's only 200 gold behind the Ursa, who's been involved in a few kills. So I would say Dreamer Cell's had quite a good early game. And Matama Man's been caught again. Dreamer Cell's here. Does have the chrono. And healed up, yeah. And this is going to be good. He's going to try and hold the chrono here. Tumba, he's going to go down. Gets the secondary kill on Insania. No? Probably not. Boxy's coming in. In fact, The Batrider is here. Mickey is here, and he is just flying away. Do they have enough damage? The stuns, the damage, battle hunger, and they should have enough. Mickey just stepped in a little too aggressively. He saw the Chrono was down. He saw that Axe wasn't level 6, and he's going, I can just walk in through here, and he was punished. Punished for his crimes. Kuro has gone back to the top lane, try and contest some jungle farm against this Xayah Timbersaw. He does have the Ghost to try and help him farm a little bit, because he needs it. He is way off mech, 400 gold away, and is still only level 3. Bottom lane, ball. Oh, and Ursa. The Tumber Man goes down. He didn't have ult. He was 5 seconds from Enrage. NigmaGalaxy feel like they're picking up the pace a little bit this game. Learning from last game, not wanting to sit back and play passively as much this game. I love to see it. How they're going to take these ancient stacks. The farm is going to start increasing. Dreamercell has got the Mask of Madness. He's looking into the Maelstrom. GH, fly a little Wyvern, fly. Trying to hold this top lane with the level 3 Splinter Blast. Will he throw off another Splinter Blast here? I think he will. He will. Got the ward down, so he can do it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He doesn't want to lose this tower, although it is falling to the 3 heroes that are here. Does he show himself? He doesn't have TP. Probably waiting for TP. They ping him out. They know exactly where he is. The Dazzle heals the creeps back up again. But the tower will fall. Oh, the deny. Almost. EH with the cheeky deny. But I believe he will TP. Maybe not. He might just sit up here and keep leeching some XP. No one wants to come up here, really. Except for the Timbersaw. So if he can just keep getting some XP and some gold on this top lane, instead of Kuro up here, he's a little safer. He can fly away in the trees. So, we're quite happy with it. And as we did say, Samael is just farming. He's got the boots of travel. He's doing pretty much anything he wants. Dazzle did die bottom. 2 Culling Blade of Axe. He's got the 1 armor now. Plus 1 armor. Harvested from Axe's Culling Blade. Hoggers. Batrider did do a little bit of a drive-by. A flyby. A roast-by. Solar Bind coming out on Boxy. Back in. With the push. And the Illuminate coming through again. My goodness. Mid-coddle. It's too much. It's too much. Chakra Magic with Illuminate. It's too much. When you see something like that and you go, wowzers, that was how much damage? 1,000 magical damage in the space of, 3 seconds or 4 seconds or something. That's just a little too much. I mean, plus the Blinding Light. That's another 100. Solar Bind, buffs. Yeah, it was like more than 1,000 magical damage in the space of 4 seconds by one hero. Very, very powerful. And Samael looks like he knows exactly what he's doing. In safe hands here at the moment. Blink Dagger, Mind Control, 1,300 gold towards it. He'll get there sooner rather than later. GH looking for a blink as well with the Shard, wanting to be able to heal people up. BK with the Boots of Travel, looking straight into the BKB. He's not messing around. He wants to make sure this early timing is quite strong. With the Batrider, he hasn't got a lot done so far. Ursa is in the pit with the Timber tanking for him. No lifesteal. Yes, he's got the Possess Mask. Oh, they're out of there. They are not. They're not committing. Interesting. I think they could have committed. They possibly could have committed. I'm not sure NigmaGalaxy have the tools to contest Batrider around the pit at the moment. I guess Keeper of Light's very good around the pit. Lots of AoE damage and control. Chronosphere bottom on the Tiny. They do TP in. The Dazzle, but it's not going to be fast enough. And these Boots of Travel. Look how fast he's going. 550 movement speed. That's not even hasted. That's just his movement speed. How is he so fast? What's giving him movement speed? Has he got a talent? 20 movement speed? Oh, he knows. Oh! The push out. It's low. Contest him. Matumba's not strong enough to fight this. He's got no farm. Axe is in there. He wants to take it. Dreamer Cell's here as well. There's fights sort of kicking off all over the place. Arctic Burn has been used, trying to zone out Mickey. Make sure he can't get in. Still no BKB available. Roche is low. Sumail wants to try and get around. Jumps Matuma Man. He gets called off. Enraged though. And the big Winter's Curse on 4. Do they have any follow-up? Just the Splinter Blast. Snatch, Dreamer Cell gets the Aegis, but the kill goes over to Liquid. Cold Embrace, but it's not enough to save from the lasso. Zai is just tanking in the middle of the fight. But Matumba Man is starting to hit. He's hitting people. Matumba is getting to click. And we all know what happens when Ursa clicks. He kills. So we come back to the issue in NigmaGalaxy's draft. That was a four-man Wyvern ulti there. But there was just nothing to follow it up. There was no chrono. Axe had already used Call. Coddle seemed to not have any more damage available. It's an issue in their draft, but it can be solved with time. This is NigmaGalaxy's hope and prayer right now. They can solve their damage issues with time. Faceless Void will do enough damage. He will do enough damage. Coddle will do more damage. Axe will do more damage. They just need time right now. And on top of that, Dreamer Cell did snatch the Aegis. So it's actually pretty good for the side of NigmaGalaxy at the moment. Zai has the Yules, so a cheap counter to a Chronosphere. If you are not in the Chronosphere and you're on the edge, you can Yules up the Void and just mitigate the damage coming out, or just Yules yourself, more likely to dispel from things like Time Dilation and Solar Bind. Zai's just really trying to hold this mid hit. He jumps Dreamer Cell with the bash. He does have Chrono and the Aegis. Just to secure the tower. The catapult was hitting the whole time, so plenty of damage coming through. Insania looking towards the Glimmer Cape, trying to save people there. And we do have the Battle Fury up on Ursa. So Matumba Man will get to hitting the creeps. He will accelerate his farm now, which is good for him considering he is actually not that far behind his farm already. So he's managed to get Battle Fury with decent timing. In fact, he's only 500 gold behind the leader. Here comes the Chrono. I'm not sure the damage there. The bashes. Bash. Oh, bash. He gets it. Timber buying so much time here, even though they lost the tower. Absolutely. Timber was just sort of body blocking, and I couldn't really deal with him. And he was holding Yules the whole time, so he was perfectly fine. And yeah, he just bought the time for Ursa to just go hit creeps. Ursa and Bat. Now that was a ballsy play, I want to say. Mid lane Zai. Oh, a lot of magic damage. Does use the Yules. Zap away. Zippity zap. Timber chain. And he is gone. That's a ballsy Chrono on the Bat Rider there. Because if you don't get the kill, all of a sudden you're quite vulnerable for the next couple of minutes. But very, very confident play there from Dreamer Cell. He knew how much damage he had. Exactly. It was exactly enough. And he pulled it off. And now we have a Maelstrom Mask of Madness farming against a Battle Fury. We do have a lasso being used top on Sumail, 4 staff away. Isn't fast enough. The heals comes out from Chen. Oh, he does get away. Oh, actually doubling up on abilities. Should be enough. And the chop comes out. Give him the armor. But Sumail does get caught by Boxy. A wild Tiny appears in the back lines and takes him out. Now who's catching who? Matumba Man, he's coming back in. Zai, he's here as well. Dreamer Cell doesn't have a Chrono. He does have an Aegis and a Time Dilation. He should be able to jump out here. I think that was enough just to dissuade them from going further, but certainly not enough to punish the team at this time.
is under attack.
GH is just stepping up. He needs to be careful. Blink on Tiny, this early Tiny. As I spoke about in the draft, an enabling mid such as a Batrider helps this +4 Tiny get an early Blink Dagger, and now he can actually do things on the map. Like, he can solo kill GH here. He can solo kill him if he sees him. Ooh, he didn't quite get the vision, but it is a hasted Tiny, so he'll run away. Mind control with his own Blink Dagger as well. Do they want to? Whoa. Oh well, it'll be an Insania Dazzle that they'll have to settle for. And yoink, +3 armor. Oh, +4 armor. +4 armor, 1.5 armor per kill. Is it retroactive? Chrono used, but Timbersaw is gone. It's a Lotus Sphere. Lotus Sphere used in the top lane by Dreamercell, and Chrono is now on cooldown for 136 seconds. Axe call. But we are getting calls and Chronos off the mark everywhere at the moment. Maybe Liquid are just super good at dodging. Maybe they're like their namesake and they are like Liquid and they flow and move and dodge. Fluidly. Oh no, the axe call misses again, but the stomp, stun, follow up behind Matama Man is taking a lot of damage, and Rage does come out. Blink stun on the back line. Kuroko does have the heals, but it's just simply not enough. You can't heal through 1,000,000 damage. And the creep army will get taken out as well. Vision removed, and NigmaGalaxy are on the run. This is a 4 Tiny, by the way. Tosses him in. 2 lassos available. Oh, it's not enough. It's not enough. He does clear the creep wave. Interestingly, it's only a level 3 call. Yeah, if he had the level 4 call, it would have been enough. The second level in Battle Hunger. Interesting. You're in trouble. You're in trouble, GH. GH.
It slices, it dices.
GH. That is not a safe area to be. Good sir. It is not a safe place to be. Sumail is starting to fall off a little bit. He does need to keep progressing his items. He needs to keep farming. At the moment, the mid coddle should not be 5th on the net worth chart. Mid coddle should be near the top, if not at the top, at 21 minutes into the game. So Sumail does need to do a little bit of catching up. He needs to have an item advantage on this mid coddle. If he doesn't have an item advantage, that's when he starts to fall off. Because mid coddle is not going to keep scaling infinitely on the skills, on the levels. You need to have items. Now this is quite a defensive item. Lotus Orb. I was hoping for maybe some more aggressive items, some win game items coming out from Sumail. Maybe a Hex, maybe an E-Blade. Something that can continue to push the limits of the hero. Looking like he's queued up a Lincoln's next as well, so he's gone for Lotus and Lincoln's. Very, very defensive. This is reminding me of the old 4v1, 4 Protect 1 drafts of years gone by, where they are pretty much all in on this Faceless Void. They're pretty much all in on this Faceless Void, and if he doesn't succeed, then that's it. That is their game. I would have much preferred if Sumail tried to scale a little bit more themselves into more of a late game damage dealer. Hunt. Timbersaw does have the Kyron Sand as well, so a little bit of status resistance. 30 to 20% status resistance on all abilities. What are we building towards now? Boxy obviously has his blink, looking for heals as well. Insania has the Glimmer Cape. Don't know what he's queued up next. Maybe an Nether Lens. Get that that cast range from a little bit further for the Glimmer Cape and the Shallow Grave. Boxy has the Nether Lens. Oh, sorry, not Boxy. Mickey has the Nether Lens and the BKB. He's ready to go in. Matama Man has the BKB and the blink. He's been farming. He's been hitting crypts with that Battle Fury. And he is feeling strong, large, and in charge Matumba Man is right now, but they're coming up the high ground. They see them. Who sees first? Blink. Shen's being caught. Will the heals be gone? Oh, the counter call. Kuro actually gets and heal off. BKB's been popped to Matumba. Winter's Curse comes out, but it didn't really achieve too much. BKB lassoed up. They won't have the damage. What will he do here? Will he try and turn around with a Chronosphere? We'll take off the one, and he's going to... Ooh, just going for a Timber. That's really not going to be enough damage over onto Zai. And in goes Matu again. Will they have the call? The spins? The dunk? They will go down. The Matumba Man goes down. In fact, can they turn here? I think Dreamcell's feeling strong. Yeah, Timbersaw, he has the time dilation, but heals it off. Boxy in trouble. The long fight here now goes over to NigmaGalaxy. They got to get out. They got dunks are coming. That's one dunk. That's two dunks. This is Michael Jordan coming in. Now it's three dunks. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the slam. Mind control coming in with the dunks, and the longer they hung around there, the more and more their draft paid off. That's a buyback. It's a buyback. Boxy, he's here, but there's no Ursa. He's coming in, has the stun and the toss and the burst. That's two. Dreamcell and Mind Control are gone. And Matu can do nothing but tip his teammate and say thank you for keeping that Roshan fresh for me. They just didn't anticipate the damage. And GH is being caught. They're in a headlong retreat. Oh dear. NigmaGalaxy, for a moment, everything was going well, and then it just all went to pieces. Samael is committing for the Lincoln Sphere. Obviously, Lasso being a very strong ability, and being able to cast Lincolns on someone else, not just yourself, is something that should be noted. If you can pass over a Lincoln's onto someone else as they're about to get lassoed, that would completely change a fight. So we just went from having a Nigma, Roche, and good map positioning to a Liquid Roche and Ursa being king of the map. I don't think they can kill Ursa twice. Once was hard enough. Twice is going to be nigh on impossible. And how did NigmaGalaxy play it from this point forward? Are they just going to split the map? I mean, they don't really want to fight against this Ursa, do they? Double damage is a lot of damage. You could burst the Ursa.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Could kill him. They're waiting for the dazzle. They're waiting for the team. They're waiting for the team. He's waiting. He wants to see him. They know he's there. Trying to force out BKB. He's trying to force it. There's the dazzle. He sees the dazzle and he gets three. Gets two in there. Dazzle is dead. Tiny as well. Tiny has no buyback. Oh, the call does miss. Healer, Hand in God, comes out, but Matumba Man is going to work on the backlines. Kuroki is saved by the Cold Embrace, but he is on top of GH. GH won't survive. Dreamcell is in trouble himself. He will need to leap away. Buyback from Insania. Samael is in trouble. Will he live? He's very fast. He has boots of travel. He will make it out. Axe is coming in though. He wants a second chop of the cherry. BKB, mind control. He probably needs to be careful here, but is it Dreamcell? He doesn't get the bash. He flies away on 1 HP. It's not enough. Misses it. Dreamcell doesn't have chrono, but he will have a kill here. Oh, used his ulti. Matumba used his ulti. They saw it. They saw it. Used his ulti before dying. And yeah, they punish. I mean, this is a game back and forth right now. This is a good game. I'm enjoying this. Liquid overstepping the mark just a little bit, and NigmaGalaxy punishing. So Roche is gone. The Aegis has been expended. And I can't help but enjoy this axe armor. He's got 10 armor. 10 armor harvested. Wait till he gets level 3. Then it is 2 per kill. It'll be 14. This is against an Ursa. This is relevant. With an Ursa tiny, it's relevant damage mitigation. Almost at Lincoln's. 80 gold away. And Sumail is back where he belongs at the top of his team's net worth chart. Have a look at the graphs. Saying 64% win probability for Liquid. A lot better than what NigmaGalaxy had in game 1 of this series. They were at a 2% win rate at this point. So looking anything above 2% is good. And they look pretty good at 2%. They almost pulled it out a couple of times. And this void is getting big. He's going to try and complete the Mjolnir. He's working towards the Lincolns as well. He doesn't want to be lassoed. Lincolns are stronger together. Lincolns are the sort of item, the more Lincolns you have on a team, the stronger that item becomes. One Lincolns is you can deal with. But you start to get 2 or 3 Lincolns on a team, and you don't have that many spells to remove the Lincolns, it's an issue. Like, how are you going to get Lincolns off? Dazzle? Poison Touch? No way. He's not going to be anywhere near the front of a fight. So you have a Yules. Batrider has no way to remove Link. I guess Psychic Headband. You have to use a Psychic Headband, so you're pretty much using a neutral slot to remove Lincolns. Yeah, I mean, this is a dead Tiny. Tony, he's going to buy a little bit of time, but yeah, not going to be enough. They will give the kill over to Dreamcell, who's still working towards his next item. Shard is active. The Time Walk range is the more relevant part of this. 400 extra range. I mean, you get to do the nifty jumpy backy, but that's not really the overly important part. Hero with the Chen creeps here, just killing the tower, getting it down. You will actually get the last hit. Tiny's dead. Mind Control wants to find more. 14 armor now from Cold. 14 armor. Plus 14. Look at his armor. 69% physical resist. Ooh, they don't catch anyone. His invis. Just scouting him out. Die with the invis rune. Just strolling on through. Zai coming through, scouting out the gank, and everyone will escape. Okay. Boxy is just farming the entire jungle of NigmaGalaxy, and there's nothing left for them at all. Look over on the side of Liquid. Tumba Man, he's got a basher, so he can solo kill people quite easily now. Zai with that finished Lotus Orb and Kyron Sand and the Nether Shawl. He's going for max magic burst as well as magical damage net mitigation. NigmaGalaxy, they got to be careful about how to take fights. It has to be slow and deliberate fights. Kill the Dazzle and then go from there. Level 20 talent being taken, 16 strength. The Timber Saw, not the Chakram Slow. As you... Oh. They've caught the Dazzle. Oh, he didn't get the call. He didn't get the dunk. Zai's in trouble here. Are they going to try and rescue it? If they are, maybe. Stun comes out, but it's a BKB. And he's gone. Mind Control pops the BKB as well. Matama Man, he's fighting, but... I'm not sure it's the right thing to be doing. Mikkei's been caught on the sidelines. He does end up using BKB. Are we still holding Chrono? Yeah, we are absolutely still holding Chrono here. Faceless Void has the Lincolns. That double Lincolns now as well. Yeah, 2 Lincolns plus a Lotus Orb. There's lots of mitigation for this lasso. So they've really itemized against the lasso. They've decided in NigmaGalaxy that the only way they lose these fights is if the lasso gets a good target here. So plenty of Lincolns, plenty of Lotus Orbs, protect whoever's on the front line, and it is a 4 protect 1 lineup at this point. It is all on Dreamcell. He needs to stay alive. And he just goes up. Keep him alive, yes. Hold Embrace, comes out. Enrage forced on Ursa. Ursa's going to be in trouble. Enrage used. They didn't see the Dazzle, so they couldn't pop down the ultimate. Just trying to see where the Dazzle is. If they can get the Chrono on the Dazzle, and the fights go well. All of a sudden, NigmaGalaxy, they're pushing high ground. They forced out Glyph. They've said, we don't care, we're behind net worth. We don't care that you took the Roche. We don't care. We are coming for your base and your buildings. They will be ours. Do you not see our Faceless Void? He is huge. 120 attack speed during Chronosphere. This guy is an absolute boss. He didn't take the 70 time lock damage. I mean, both of them are damage talents. That's quite an odd 20 choice, to be honest. 70 time lock damage or more attack speed. I mean, it depends on how you've itemized, right? Whether you want the attack speed or more. If you've already got attack speed, then you want more damage. Ooh. Oh, and breaking the smoke. Cheeky from DreamerCell. Well done. He's gonna have mass attack speed. There are gonna be so many bashes occurring inside the Chronosphere. Aeon Disc. Do we see Aeon Disc coming out from anyone on the side of NigmaGalaxy? Void's Build is very defensive. Nice play. Yeah. I mean, they're just trying to survive the lasso at this point. I think they've decided if they survive the lasso, then they're good to go. Ooh. Guest Orly. But DreamerCell is still smoked up. Or if he knew they were on the... He's got a BKB. He needs to get it off. Out comes the Cold Embrace. Call to follow up over on the Ursa. Mind Control's controlling the background. Grave comes out, but it's quite early. Zai in the background is Fireflying. In comes the Chrono. Does catch over on the Batrider. He will save his axe, and he's going to get on the Ursa here. Ursa is called. He's getting bashed. He's taunted. He's being called away. Another Grave. BKB is expired. DreamerCell is just going ham on the fight. They can't stop him. This Void is too much. Mind Control gets the Ursa again. And the time dilation comes out. DreamerCell is going through. They can't stop him. Boxy, you're just going to join the feed train at this point. Choo-choo. Boxy, welcome to the station. And DreamerCell eats you for dinner as well. And that is a 5-man team, White. Excellent Chronosphere. Dazzle, Insania was doing everything he could from the backlines, but it just wasn't enough. At this point, that's a huge swing for the side of NigmaGalaxy. And it's only a 3k net worth lead, but it is so much more than a 3k net worth lead. At the moment, the timings for Nigma have just popped off. Nothing can touch Faceless Void right now. They cannot burst him. They don't have enough. The defensive build has worked out perfectly. And with Kuro sitting behind with a mech and a Hand of God, there is no way they can get through DreamerCell before he gets his BKB and Time Walk off. There's going to be a Rax. It might even be 2. They're not going to end in this duration unless they take a team fight and kill them again. But certainly maybe a ranged Rax here. TeamLiquid are going to be disinclined to buy back for this because it's only 10 seconds on the cooldowns here. I think you just have to let it go at this point. You still have 2 towers, or 3 towers rather, on the top lane. It will just be the melee Rax and they'll get out. Wonderful self-control there from NigmaGalaxy, not trying to push it too far and just knowing their limits. Knowing that they do have Chronosphere down and that Roche is up. Level 25 for Faceless Void. He has the backtrack. He is incredibly hard to kill. Mind Control, he's got Matumba Man. Now comes the stop. BKB forced with the Enrage. But they're just fighting it out at the moment. There is the lasso on the Winter Wyvern. Will he get off the self-heal? Maybe. Firefly is doing damage in the background, but DreamerCell is untouched. Chronosphere is up in 1 second. He's getting the bashes over on Zai. He tries to Timber Chain away. He does get away. There's the Chronosphere over on the Dazzle. Dazzle will not be saving anyone today. Down goes Zai as well on the Timbersaw. Bash is coming out. Mind Control controlling Matumba Man in the middle of the fight. Double buybacks coming out. Dazzle and Timbersaw both want a piece of the action again. Mickey does escape in the backline with the TPs. Are we going in for round 2? Boxy is spotted. They're going to see him. They're going to have the blink in 6 seconds. Here comes DreamerCell with the time dilation. Zai's back in. Does get the pick off over onto Axe, but he does have buyback available if needs. Insania with the Glimmer Cape. He needs to survive. He needs to keep his Timbersaw alive. Out comes the Grave. DreamerCell, no more Chronosphere, but he does have an Ice Guard. He's slowing him down. Zai, show himself. And it's a rampage over the side of DreamerCell. Ursa has not fought back, and it would seem at this point that that is going to be GG. It hasn't been called yet, but I can't help but feel that Ursa didn't buy back in that fight when everyone else did. Your buyback is not really worth anything now, all by yourself. They're going for the base. They don't have a lot of tower damage. There's no creeps here. Ursa is going to respawn. They don't have a glyph. Are they're just taking the one? Ooh. Well, that's interesting. They know that Dazzle and Timbersaw don't have buybacks. Ooh, we're going back for Roche. Okay, there is an objective to take here. I would have been... I would think maybe they were going to pressure this a little bit more. I mean, I guess they can't get megas. I guess, is it worth taking the tier 4? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, you could get the tier 4 there and probably you want to back out. Maybe. Whether you get the tier 4 doesn't really matter. I guess getting the Roche does. So that's the fair call. They get the refresher. That's a refresher chronosphere. It's going to be up in 12 seconds. So Dreamer Cell, one chronosphere was going to be enough. So 2 chronospheres are going to be very difficult for the side of TeamLiquid to deal with. Mind Control has just been doing work on the site, constantly controlling Matumba Man. Matumba Man has not been able to hit anyone in the fights that he's wanted to. Constantly being taunted by this axe. And the damage. Look at this. Plus damage. Plus 16 damage on axe. You can't kill him. Oh, you just should have chronoed. Oh, I think you just should have chronoed. He had him too there. Dazzle was next to him. He's just taunting him at this point, but... Mickey off to the side. There's Lincolns on everyone. It's hard to get a lasso. There's a Chen heel sitting behind. How do you take this fight? You have to try and catch the Chen. But Chen is sitting way behind. He is so far behind. Mickey has to find an angle onto this Chen. The call comes out onto Ursa. The grave comes quite early. He is hitting mind control. Out comes the Winter's Curse onto 2. It will set up for a Chronosphere. It was actually reflected. Hang on, just procs on the Winter Wyvern. GH is not protected anymore. Mind control with the BKB. Tries to get on the Matumba Man. Lasso out onto the GH on the side. He is in a little bit of trouble. In comes the Chrono onto 2. Saving 1. I mean, there's a grave there, but it's not going to do enough. In comes the Dung. Batrider does have a buyback. It's a secondary Chrono on the base. It's a Chrono on the face. It's not just on the base. Oh, the buyback. Dreamer Cell is getting healed up. He does need to be a little bit careful. Mickey with the buyback. Flamethrower going off in the air. Yules up. Zai needs to get the stacks. He is dealing damage, but it's not enough. The burst isn't there. Buyback coming out from Chen. There's going to be more heals. Incoming Zai. He's living. He's making it back to the base. Matumba Man, he's got nothing left. And Rage is down. He's dead. The throne is going to be open in a moment. Mickey is trying his best to delay, but the 4-stars are pushing him around. Dreamer Cell jumping on top of him. 4-star, 4-star, 4-star. 111. Zai gets dunked. And that's going to end with 9 cold armor, 18 armor bonus. GG is called. And NigmaGalaxy level it up in this game 2 to make it 1 game all in this group stage match. Congratulations to NigmaGalaxy.